This is Jeff Mucci with RCR Wireless News, and we're here with Anatoly from Verie. Thanks for stopping by this morning.
My pleasure.
So you're one of the presenters at the Oracle Accelerator program at South by Southwest Interactive. Tell me a little bit about the company.
Well, what Verie is it's a mobile digital ID card. It takes your physical ID card that you've been used to using for decades to prove your identity, and it digitizes it. It uses facial recognition to compare the face on your government-issued ID to a video of your face, as well as checks for the authenticity that the real ID by checking all the security measures, watermarks, security, other mechanisms of security, as well as reading the barcode on the back of the ID to create a digital ID card. Once you have that digital ID card on your phone, you could use it for anything. You could use it for one-on-one interactions. So you're selling or buying something on Craigslist. You're renting an apartment on Airbnb for the weekend. You're able to find out who's renting from you or whose apartment you're renting. You could use it. One of our launch partners is going to be an online school. It's a university. It's a brick-and-mortar university with an online element.
Right.
So for their students that are taking online classes, they're going to be able to verify that it's the students themselves that are taking the courses, taking the test, as opposed to hiring a company to do it for them. After that, we're going to go after other verticals like banking, general security, working with online gambling sites to verify age, working with local governments for parole and probation departments to be able to keep tabs on their clients, essentially, as opposed to having to call and visit them all the time.
Now, you're the founder and chief marketing officer of the company. I think that the story about how the company came to be is a fascinating story. Can you share with us kind of the genesis for the idea?
Absolutely. Our co-founder and CEO, Jim, he came to me about a year ago. He came to me from a marketing standpoint. We have a company that does marketing, so he wanted to run an idea by me. The idea was that his daughter was dating, and she was dating online, and she showed him the methods that she was using, and one of them was Tinder. And in looking at Tinder and looking at it through the eyes of a concerned father,
right,
he was absolutely appalled by the idea of how young people are connecting right now, how we're all connecting right now, and how unsafe it is and how many problems it could possibly cause. So he wanted to come up with some kind of an app that'll do a background check and a verification of the person on the other side of that interaction. He wanted to check everything from criminal background to sexual predator databases to divorce records to make sure that the guys aren't married that his daughter is meeting.
Right.
In looking at it, I saw the beauty of the idea. I saw the need for it in the space. I just didn't see it starting out in dating. I see a lot of barriers to entry within the dating world, and I see the dating companies pushing back because they want more stickiness to the customers. They don't want to put anything in the way of getting that customer. But once we thought of that actual virtual ID card, once we started throwing ideas around the room, we saw that applications are endless. That anywhere where you're used to doing things in a traditional way, you're used to going to a bank. Now, when you want to send money in a virtual world, you're going to use PayPal. Everything is being slowly replaced. Looking at the accelerator, there's companies out there that you could use your phone to take a picture of your foot and order a 3D printed shoe based on that picture. So everything is going online. As more things are going online, we need some level of safety online. We need to know in certain instances who is on the other end of that interaction. And there is nothing currently in the space that's able to solve that problem. So while I have a background in kind of building products and in the tech space, I didn't have any background in the security space. I had a gentleman I had worked with before, Himanshu Nigam, who was a former chief security officer for MySpace and News Corp, director of safety of child safe computing for Microsoft, consultant to White House and United Nations on online safety. So this was definitely the guy to talk to run this idea by. Jim and I got on a plane, flew out to California to go see him and run the idea by him. He loved it, saw the applications for it instantly, gave us a lot more verticals to go off of beyond what we were looking at. And Jim basically asked for him to come in as one of the co-founders, and the three of us started the company. Built the idea out over the next 4 to 5 months, hired our CTO to start building the tech, and now we have a prototype that's on our phones and getting ready to launch in the next 30 days with the first colleges.
That's great. Now, in a minute, I'm going to sign up. And so walk me through the steps and approximately how long it's going to take for me to sign up to be a user.
Well, I'll walk you through the steps quickly, and then I'll kind of build on it. Steps is a 3-step process. After you download the app, you take a short 3-second video of your face. After that, you take a picture of the front of your ID and then the back of the ID. After that, our engine goes to work, and within about 10 to 15 seconds, you get the result back that you've either been varied or you haven't, and you get that virtual ID card. What happens in the background is when you take that video of yourself, it does a liveliness check to make sure you're moving, you're blinking, that it's not a picture of a picture, and also checks for depth perception to see for the same thing, that it's not a picture of a picture. On the actual ID, we layer the image out, and we look at the watermarks are where they're supposed to be according to that state's ID.
Right.
Other security markings, spacing between letters, spacing between images and edges. So everything that a notary public would look at to verify the validity of an ID is the same standard we hold ourselves up to. We take it one step further because on the back of the ID we actually read the barcode and we compare that to the text that's on the front of the ID that was OCR'd and turned into data fields. Once you have that on your device, you could either send out invitations to your friends for them to get varied, and there's an inherently viral component to it. The only way you can find out if somebody else is who they are is if you prove that you are who you
So
are.
I can verify my wife is my wife.
Yes.
All right. Well, I look forward to doing a demo, and again, I really appreciate you coming by the RCRatx Studio Lounge during South by Southwest Interactive.
It's a great place. Glad to be here.